Pay a little bit premium, more sellable, more profitable.
The price will go up, no problem.
What consideration should one take when they are choosing the next unit?
When you're choosing a unit, I usually tell my client, look at the shape, the layout of the property itself, because that one cannot change. Look at the surroundings of the unit itself, like the amenities and neighbors, because now everybody work from home. What other factors do you take in consideration for your buyers?
I think demand supply, like you mentioned.
Demand supply.
Right. Future demand supply.
Right.
You know what's coming up next, the potential of the place, possible transport network that are coming up as well. Also want to take note that how long are you going to hold this next property? Where are you going to next? Is this a transition property to the next home, or is this your forever home? Then that's make a big difference, right? If it's a forever home, just choose something that you do love. Pay a little bit premium, I think it's fine.
People usually think of like a house as a forever home. Why do you think that's the case, Casey?
I think we are conditioned to do that. I live in my own parents' place for the last 30 years. They have no thoughts of selling the place. Even right now, even if I float the idea that maybe we should, upgrade.
Yes, correct.
Possible. There's being brought up that I'm going to stay in this HDB. I'm going to buy and I'm going to stay until I pass on. That's the convention way of thinking. But I think a lot of times now, the modern world is that
it's changed a lot.
Sian already.
Yeah.
I stay here 5, 6 years, 7 years, max 10 years. I want a change of pace. That's why I think younger generation, even if just putting real estate aside, right? Even though we are called the Singapore Property Stock Show, work trends have already changed.
Yes.
No longer are people staying in one company
for forever.
And to talk about that, I don't think company even lasts forever.
There's so many SMEs coming up and down.
Coming up and down,
Even big companies, big corporations.
They want that flexibility. That transit to housing as well. Maybe after 10 years, they want to change of environment. Maybe their lifestyle has changed. Their needs have changed. It's a stepping stone property as opposed to a forever property. But I think some people are still stuck with their parents' mindset, is that this is going to be a forever.
Because you're preconditioned to live like this. And I think the real estate market, the whole game plan has changed. Last time, our parents buy and hold the same flat, the price will go up all the way, right? And then we can retire with the same home. But today, if you hold, right, we know that older houses don't really hold the same value. But your CPF interest continue to go up. Your bank interest continue to pay. So that's why you need to swap houses to level up together with your income, to level up to your eventual retirement goals. So the playbook has changed.
I think policy and rules have changed as well,
have changed.
Right? Last time, my parents' time, they can hold 10 properties, no problem. So my point is that rules and regulations have changed. We have ABSD. That makes probably, after doing your sum, maybe your third, fourth, fifth home, residential home, does not make sense anymore. Landscape have changed, playbook have changed, trends have changed. So I think when you look at transition property, so going back to my point, why we are talking about all this, if let's say this home is just a stepping stone home to your next forever home or dream home, then you have to think about how then to select a home that is more sellable, more profitable. So that's why I talk about potential, transport, rejuvenation, transformation, right, of this area.
For property agents, like when we look at the unit, like the units that are easiest to sell are those which are bright, very clean, well kept, don't have to say well renovated. I would say well kept, high floor, unblocked view. These are things that you can take into consideration. Near MRT, near good schools, near amenities. If you choose the opposite of all this, right, then your agent will have a very hard time, and that will block out your next step.
I feel even though you pay a little bit of premium, it's okay because next time you will get back and it's easier as well. And a lot of people don't put priority in the ease of sale. Ease of sale is very important because if let's say a unit is stuck for like half a year, 1 year,
yes, correct.
The next home that you buy, even though you can reach the price that you want, the next home that you buy will probably increase in price even further than what you have sold, the stepping stone home that you sell.
I feel that what you say is actually very accurate. So when you begin with the next step.
Then it comes down to the last one, is that if it's a stepping stone home, should I renovate extensively?
So this one, I feel that there's two schools of thought, right? So for me, I hear a lot is that, because it's for my comfort, I want to stay, I want the house to look nice when I come home, I want it to reflect my character, something like that. So I feel that that's one reason why you renovate. But Casey, what do you think?
Like you mentioned, if it's a stepping stone home, probably keep the renovation cost a little bit lower. You can still renovate to your own liking. Of course, it's your home that you're probably going to stay there for 5, 10 years and stuff like that. of course, renovate to your own liking, your own pragmatic purpose. But should you spend like a $1 jillion on renovation? I think not, because it's just a stepping stone home, right? But of course, it's your final home. Then go ahead, go crazy. Of course, renovation will definitely affect the price that you do.
It will. It's to limited extent, right? For HDBs, it's a little bit hard to justify the cost to the next buyer, especially when we try to sell, right? But for private property, especially landed property, it will actually make a very obvious difference compared to HDB.
So on this point on renovation or no renovation, really it boils down to, is this a forever home? Is this a transition home?
Yes.
The condition that you bought it in, whether or not it's old and run down and just couldn't live like that. So you have to actually bring it up to the level whereby you can comfortably stay in there for the time that you want to stay in there.
Yes, right.